Did you know some of the most renewable resources in the world are at your fingertips? Right after their contents pass through your lips. Every time you finish a can of Coke, or a bottle of Powerade, or a liter of Simply Orange, a new value creation process begins. Beverage containers are almost endlessly recyclable and reusable. In the US, the vast majority of our beverages are delivered in 100% recyclable PET plastic bottles and aluminum cans. And more than 30% of our volume comes in concentrated fountain packaging, which is also recyclable. Aluminum cans can be remanufactured into an infinite variety of other metal products, especially cans, at lower cost, because they consume 95% less energy than new aluminum. And recycled PET plastic is in high demand for an increasing number of industrial and consumer goods, including new beverage bottles. But today in the United States, nearly half of all aluminum cans and almost 3/4 of all PET bottles end up in a landfill. That's more than 100 billion cans and plastic bottles every year. Ensuring that the value of post-consumer bottles and cans is realized, that they're recovered, recycled, and reused, means closing the loop. In 2007, Coca-Cola Recycling was established to do just that. The recycling value loop begins with consumers, because it doesn't matter how recyclable our containers are if consumers throw them in the trash instead of the recycle bin. So our job number one is to make the case for recycling, to let everyone know why and how it's done. We take our message around the country, to NASCAR races, state fairs, and sporting events. We visit college campuses and retail stores. We tell the story about recycling and what it can mean for our communities and our environment. Once a consumer has decided to recycle that beverage container, the package recovery process is the second point in the recycling loop. Consumers need access to recycling bins wherever they enjoy Coca-Cola products, where they work, live, and play. And we are working with Coca-Cola customers to help them get bins in place and recycling companies lined up to process the used containers they collect. We are also working with local governments to enhance their curbside recycling efforts with incentive programs like Recycle Bank. But the most challenging and third point in the recycling value loop is reuse. It's not enough to have willing consumers or abundant recycling opportunities. There also has to be demand for recovered materials and a way for the supply to reach the market. The aluminum recycling market is well established and so efficient that a remanufactured aluminum container can be back on the shelves in as little as 60 days. And demand for PET is growing strong, from carpet manufacturers and apparel producers to Coca-Cola, which has made major investments in bottle-to-bottle recycling plants around the world, including the world's largest plant in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Because we know that environmental responsibility begins at home, both yours and ours, Coca-Cola Recycling is looking for opportunities to recycle within the Coke system. An initiative called Target 100 takes aim at eliminating solid waste disposal from our facilities. The first 7 pilot locations, large and small production plants across the country, diverted more than 95% of their solid waste away from landfills and into the recycling stream during the initial test period. The program is being expanded to other production sites and will eventually include our sales centers and offices as well. Coca-Cola has established a long-term goal to recycle or reuse 100% of the bottles and cans it places into the market. It's an ambitious goal, but one that can be achieved by closing the loop. At Coca-Cola Recycling, we're doing our part to help close the loop and realize the full value of our most renewable resources.